Hi, this is Menashe from Nintendo Enthusiast, and today I want to look at a question that's been growing increasingly louder in my head as time goes by. We've heard a lot directly from Nintendo themselves about what they're working on. We know that the Galaxy team at EAD is working on a new 3D Mario game. We've heard directly from the mouth of Eiji Aonuma that an all-new Zelda game is being made for Wii U, but it will take some time to arrive. Even though we might not get it for a while, it didn't stop him from confirming that it is in fact in production. We know about Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS from Masahiro Sakurai. We've been offered sneak peeks at Monolith Soft's massive RPG X, Yoshi's Yarn, and the Shin Megami Tensei crossover with Fire Emblem. But sometimes what speaks the loudest is what you don't hear. If you just pay attention, you'll notice an intentional silence. It's more than just a vacuum, it's the absence of a positive. Can you see where I'm headed with this? Yep, you guessed it, I'm referring to the Metroid series. Nintendo has remained positively mute about Metroid since Other M was released. This is besides for the fact that we haven't had a 2D Metroid on handhelds since Metroid Zero Mission in 2004. I think that's a real shame, seeing as the Metroid franchise used to be a series that was equal parts handheld focused as it was console focused. I for one loved Metroid 2 Return of Samus, Metroid Fusion, and Metroid Zero Mission. But let's put that aside for a moment. We're not even talking about handheld Metroid games. We're talking about console Metroid. We've heard at least teases about the future of other Nintendo franchises, but nothing about Metroid so far. All this leads me to believe that part of the surprise in the next Metroid game reveal will be who is in fact working on the game and what form it will take. Metroid games could be 2D side-scrollers, first-person adventures, or even a symbiotic combination of 2D, 3D, and the first person. Just like we saw in Metroid Other M. So it's anyone's guess as to where the Metroid series is headed next. The other thing is that we have no clue who is working on the next Metroid game. 2D Metroids have traditionally been made by Yoshio Sakamoto's team at Nintendo SPD in Japan. Metroid Prime games have been mostly made by Retro Studios in Austin, Texas, although Metroid Prime Hunters was made by NST in Redmond, Washington. And lastly, Metroid Other M came back to Japan, but this time was placed in the hands of Team Ninja. So who knows what third-party developer could be working on the next Metroid game. But these are what I think are the most likely possibilities of what is happening with the Metroid series. Possibility number one is that Retro is working on a new Metroid Prime. If they are, I have a hunch that Nintendo is hoping to make it very appealing to American gamers who appreciate first-person shooters like Halo or Call of Duty. It will probably look gorgeous, be more accessible to a mainstream audience than previous Metroid games, but still retaining Metroid's focus on atmosphere and exploration. If Retro Studios aren't working on Metroid Prime, I still imagine that they are working on some new sci-fi IP that is meant to appeal to a wide American audience, probably a first-person shooter. That's possibility number one. Possibility two is that Team Ninja were given the opportunity to make a sequel to Metroid Other M, but Nintendo this time will try and make sure that whatever flaws were found in their previous attempt will be improved upon. The very fact that Nintendo got Team Ninja to make Other M shows me that Nintendo wants to make Metroid more accessible and more appealing to action game fans. Possibility 3 is that something very new and different is happening with the Metroid series. A rumor came out in 2012 that Epic Games was working on Metroid. Could there be a collaboration between Retro Studios and Epic Games? Or maybe there's a collaboration between Team Ninja and Retro Studios. Or could it be that a completely different third-party developer has been handed the keys to Samus's gunship? Speaking of her gunship, I think it's finally time we get to actually pilot her ship. Whatever is happening with the Metroid series, it definitely has me very curious, very anxious to see what's next. Tell me what you're hoping for the next time we see Samus in the comments below.